Hello, good morning, happy Saturday. Well, welcome to part 4. This part was not guaranteed to be made. What I'm going to do is show you the final part to what you have to do when submitting your music to libraries. And that is because the track has been signed. So over the last 3 weeks, we've been building up this track and composing it, and when it was finished, I sent it off to a music library and they liked it and wanted to sign it so that they can publish it and get it out into the world of TV and film. So that's great news. What they need now is, this particular library doesn't want alternate mixes, which I've done in other videos and talked about. So they don't want narrative versions and bed versions. What they want is a series of stems that can technically be loaded on top of each other to recreate something similar to the final track. So that's what I need to do today, and I'm going to go through it live with you so you can see the process. The first thing I like to do, because it's quite good fun, is actually get things color coded and sorted into their correct groups and get rid of anything I don't need. Another useful thing to do is remember where you have this cycle range, because you need to export every stem the same length. Even if, for example, this guitar only comes in at bar 37, but I need to export the entire track because they need to layer up on top of each other to make the whole track. We don't want music supervisors having to try and work out where the guitar should come in. They would much prefer have 37 bars of quiet, because then everything will line up wherever they start it. So 141 and 71.1. I've forgotten what it was now. What was it? 141 and 71.1. So because I've already bounced out the main mix, which is what I sent to the library, I need to make sure that everything else matches that same start and end. So if I pop that in the notes, just in case you accidentally move this cycle range when you're doing something, you don't want to then have to go back and try and work out what it was. So we can see 141 to 71.1 is highlighted. Right, let's group things together. So we've got guitars here. I also like to label things as we go. What was this? Oh, that was bass. So we'll move that. Let's just check that guitar shorts, more guitar shorts, and that is guitar dive bombs. So guitars, bass. Then we've got strings, violin, viola. Brass, brass, brass. Mosaic bass. So let's put the bass with the synth bass with that. Synth guitar. It's probably worth moving that up next to the guitars. Brass, brass, brass. Then we've got synths. We were going to have a sub drop, but actually that is there. So that track actually has nothing on it. Let's get rid of it. Then we've got pushes and hits. That's Red Cola Riser. So that's an FX loop. The growls. They're going to go together, as are probably the whooshes. In fact, those dive bombs may come in there as well. Right, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to bring them down to the sort of effects. Then these are percussion. The sub bass is probably going to go up with the other basses. There's only one sub hit. Should we put that with the other effects? That's probably going to work, I think, like that. Good. So I've marked those as percussion. Those are going to come as effects, because what I need is these to be grouped out as stereo mixes individually. Now we've only got the one pad. So that's really the only synth we've got. And then we've got brass, brass, brass. I'm going to give those all the same icon because they're going to be grouped together. And those are all basses. I know they are a mix of synth and performance. But they all come together to work as the bass group. Then we've got the guitars here. Which are electric guitars. Okay. Now the fun bit. Give them some colour. What should we make the basses? Dark blue. Pick your favourite colours. But again, as you can see, what I'm doing is grouping them together so the different colours will stand out. These are then effects. Want them to stand out against that red. And then we've got percussion here at the end. Yeah, that'll work. And then the super fun bit where you select everything, name regions by track and color regions by track. Right, there you go. Oh, so satisfying. Every so often click save, don't just rely on auto save. So there's sort of two schools of thought of doing this. Mute everything except what you want, or solo the things you want. I tend to go for muting, but it really doesn't make much difference. Okay, so that's all I need to do now is go down each of these. So we'll end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stereo mixes, which when they lay on top of each other will roughly come to the same as the whole mix. it's not quite right because you're actually got mastering. The mastering I've put on the whole track is now going to apply to each of the separate stems as they are created. That's the way the library would like them. Follow the instructions. If you submit to a library and they say, actually, I want the stems without mastering, just turn the mastering off before you do this next step. I'm going to bounce them all as PCM WAV format, 24-bit 48. That's pretty much standard at the moment. I've already got a name for it. And literally, that is what we are going to do. So, we have plenty of time to drink coffee this morning. If you found this useful, by all means, leave comments. If you've got questions about how to do this, leave those as well. How do you think your music composition is going at the moment? Have you got any stories to tell? What have you been up to creating? So there we go. Now I just mute the guitars, unmute the basses. Same again. And off that one goes. Yeah, so I'd be interested to hear what other people are out there doing and creating. Is this something you're looking to get into? Something that you are already doing? Yeah, I would be interested. And by all means, feel free to follow along, and basically you can follow the same process that I have gone through here without danger of coming up with the same track. You know, your choices will be different. You will play things in slightly differently. You'll program them differently. Your articulations will be different. Your automation will be different. So, you know, feel free to use it as a template as much as anything. Strings. And after strings, we are going to have brass. I'm wondering whether to put the pad into effects, but it is, I might do that if there was hardly any, but there is, you know, it is a constant through the whole track. So there's our strings. Okay, that was the effects track. Let's do percussion. Yeah, so if you found this useful, don't forget to like and subscribe, mainly because it helps other people find useful stuff on YouTube. So you are helping your fellow viewers by doing that, and it helps out the channel. So thank you very much. This is pretty much the end. So I know it was a bit of a bonus episode to actually be doing this, because had the library not actually signed it, there would be no need for me to make this particular episode. But what you can see is we now have bass, brass, effects, guitars, percussion, strings, different version, and synths, and we've got the overall mix as well. Which I will label as well. Yeah, there you go. Can put everything back on now. Should I need to come back to it for any reason, make sure it's saved. Job done. There's the I was going to say boring, but it's not really the boring bit. I find it quite nice and relaxing to go through, put the colours in and put your little icons and send everything out. All I need to do now is I will be uploading those to Google Drive and sending a nice email to the library saying, I've done it. Here are your tracks. Right. Shortish one today, really, compared to the last few weeks of actually creating this. So go and enjoy a well-earned tea, coffee, fruit juice, whatever your tipple of choice is. Like and subscribe if you haven't remembered to already. And I'll see you for something different next week. Bye for now.